I want to show you the difference between two types of creators, right? Both are in the same niche. Both are consistent. Both have the decent production quality. One of them is growing, converting, and building an audience that genuinely connects. And the other is stuck. The same followers for months, decent engagement, and no real traction. The difference the difference isn't the hooks. It isn't how often they post. It's the one single thing. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. There are two types of content in every single niche, right? The first type, I call it assembled content. It's content built from external inputs. It borrows framework from creators you admire. It uses hook formulas that have worked for others. It takes angles that are proven to perform. But it's not bad content. It often performs reasonably well in short form. But I'm not trying to tell you to reinvent the wheel. I'm just telling you it has a ceiling because it doesn't have a distinct perspective underneath it. Strip the production, strip the format, and there's nothing there that couldn't have been said by 50 other creators. The second type is first principle content. It's built from the inside out. It starts with a specific worldview, a genuine perspective, something the creator actually believes that most people in their niche aren't saying. The format might look similar on the surface, but underneath there's something real that seeds trust and loyalty in their audience, and the audiences feel that difference, even if they can't name it, even when they can't name it. So understanding why assembled content worked before helps you understand why it's failing now. In 2020, 2021, 2022, the creator economy was less crowded. Any quality content in a specific niche could find an audience because there wasn't much competition. Good implementation, a board framework was enough to stand out. That's not true anymore, right? Every niche has now dozens, sometimes hundreds of creators using the same format, same hosts, same angles. Most of them borrowed from the same rule, from the same source material. The signal to noise ratio has collapsed, and audiences have developed what I ha- what I think what I think of as a borrowed content filter. They scroll past the performance. They stop for the real thing. They just stop for the real thing. The creators who are breaking through in 2026 are the ones whose content passes that filter. It's because it's genuinely coming from their own foundation. So let me give you something concrete, right? The first principle content has three things that assembled content doesn't. So number one is a specific worldview. It's not just a topic, it's a perspective on that topic that comes from your actual experience and beliefs. The kind of thing that makes half of your audience nod and the other half slightly uncomfortable. It's novel, it's controversial. The tension is a signal. It means you're saying something real. Number two is irreplaceable context. Your context should reference things that only you could reference. Your specific story, your specific failure, your specific path to where you are. The stuff that makes the stuff that makes perspective non-transferable. And when someone reads or watches your content, they shouldn't be able to imagine it coming from someone else. And number three is an honest voice. It's not a polished version or performed version of you. It's not even a filtered through version of what you think your audience want. It's your actual voice with its rough edges, its specific cadence, its genuine opinions, right? This is the hardest one because it requires dropping the performance. But it is also the one that converts the most, right? Here's here's how to make that shift. So if you've been building assembled content, and most creators have, at least partially, here's how the shift works. Step one, you audit what you built. You just audit. You just audit your stuff, right? It's simple. You go through your current brand, your topics, your hooks, your voice, your visual identity, your bio, and you ask honestly, where did this come from? Is this really mine or is this borrowed? Straight up. So most people who do this honestly discover that more than half of what they've actually built is traced back to creators they admire. People are fucking following Ty Lopez's content. People are following Alex Hormozzi's content. People are following Tate's content. That's not a failure, right? That's just a realization and starting point. Step number two, you excavate what's actually yours. This is the work nobody tells you to do. You sit with the uncomfortable questions. What do you actually believe that you've never posted? What's the experience nobody else in your space has? What would you make if the audience disappeared tomorrow? The answer to those questions are first principles. That's the raw material. Step number three is you rebuild from that foundation, not from scratch. And it's also not a rebrand. It's also not rebranding. It's a reconstruction. You take the raw material and you build your topics, your voice, your angles from there. Because the goal is to not go viral. The goal is to go viral in your niche and convert the most. And first principle allows that. Instead, instead of creating from external sources, take ideas from your own creative. The content that comes out of that process sounds different because it is different. It's coming from something real. So here's where to start today, right? If you want to go through this process, I built a free audit to walk you through the first step. It's called the impersonator audit. It takes about 20 minutes or so. You go through every element of your current brand and trace where it came from. At the end, you get a score. Most creators score between 10 to 18 out of 24 the first time. So the score isn't a judgment. It's just a diagnosis before we solve the problem. And once you have the diagnosis, the path forward becomes obvious. The link is in the description. It's completely free. So over the next few weeks, I'm also going to be opening up a small group of creators to go through this process with me directly. If that's something you're interested in, get on the list via the link in the description as well. So the shift from assembled to first principle content isn't overnight. It takes honest work and it takes time. But the creators I've watched make that shift. Those are the ones who pat. Those are the ones who stopped patching borrowed frameworks and started building from their own foundation. Those are the ones whose content finally start compounding, not because they got lucky or because they found a better strategy. But in fact, this is a better strategy because they finally started saying things that were actually theirs. If this resonated, subscribe. Everything I'm building right now is focused on this. Go grab the audit. It's the best place to start. See you in the next one.